Hi guys, today I'm going to do my very first recipe, I guess, cooking video. And I apologize in advance if it doesn't come out that good. I've never done one of these before, and it's always difficult without my husband here. So this is just a recipe that I make all the time. It's just a variation of something I had a long time ago. And I'm going to be using a crock pot. So this is my crock pot here. I apologize, I don't know the size, but I would call it a larger size. I don't really know if that helps, but yeah, it's just lined right here with the crock pot liner, which I use all the time because crock pots get disgusting. And actually it looks like it's really dirty and gross, but it's actually clean. It's just like from being used for so many years. Underneath the liner there's like char marks, I guess you could call it. So what I'm going to start out with, this is a soup, by the way. And again, it's a crock pot soup, so I've only made it in the crock pot. So I have some things prepped. I have about a big handful of the mini carrots. I have 4 celery stalks. I have half of an onion, and I have 1 de-seeded jalapeno. So I've already preheated the crock pot, so it's nice and warm. So that all goes on the bottom. Next, I have 3/4 of a can of the white cannellini beans and 3/4 of a can of the red dark kidney beans that have been washed, because since they're canned they have sort of like a film on them, so those go right on top of the vegetables. Over here I have some pork sausage that I fried up already. It's like, I would say 90% cooked. It doesn't have to be like 100% cooked because it's going in the crock pot for several hours. I've also used ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, but today I had sausage, so that's what I decided to use. So I'm going to try and get this in here the best I can with one hand. So there we go. Everything goes right in, sort of in layers. It doesn't really matter how you layer it. Next, by the way, this is the size beans that I use. It's just a standard soup size can. Any brand will do. I just get whatever's on sale. Again, the dark red kidney and the cannellini, I used about 70 to 80% of each can. And again, you want to drain them really well in a colander to get all just the film off from being in there. Last night I made chicken parm, so I have leftover marinara, just a standard marinara. There's about, I don't know, 80% of the jar left. So I just refrigerated it, and it is going in here with everything. So this is a really easy dish. Pretty much it's just a little bit of knife work with cutting up the vegetables and then frying up the meat, whatever meat you want. So I'm just going to kind of even it out a little bit. Next is going in is the fat-free and low-sodium chicken broth. You could use beef broth. I just happen to have chicken that I had left over from a recipe that I made, so in the chicken broth goes. I can hear it sizzling. I don't know if you guys can hear the crock pot like sizzling because I had it preheated on high. Yep, you can hear it. I love that noise. So yeah, we just put the chicken broth in. And it's about, let's see if I can get a good angle. It's almost full. So I'm just going to stir everything up and make sure the bottom gets to the top, so everything gets nice and coated, I guess you could say. So yeah, we're just kind of mixing it all around, getting everything kind of evenly distributed. Again, you want to make sure the bottom is all stirred up to the top. You just want to make sure everything kind of gets coated with the chicken broth and the sauce. So that's pretty well coated. So I just want to, there's a little sauce left in here. I just want to get a little bit more in here if I can. You know, I really like to use everything that I have. Okay, so there's that. Next, we are going to put in some parsley. I just have to get it out of the cabinet. So I just have some dried parsley right here, and just kind of a few shakes like that. So just a little pile like that. Next, I am getting my Italian seasoning. I should have probably had this out, but again, I've never done one of these videos before. So next, just the Italian mix seasoning, which is like basil, oregano, parsley, kind of a mix. So we're just going to do a shake of that. I am not going to add salt because the sausage has plenty of salt, but I am going to add just some black pepper, just kind of a few little shakes around. Then we want to incorporate and stir this all in, so all the flavors go all through the soup. The soup does thicken up a little bit. It's definitely not a thick soup, but the nice thing is you can adjust it by adding more chicken broth if it gets too thick for your liking. About a half an hour before it's done, I boil a separate small little pot of the ditalini pasta. And I just, when the soup is ready, I just spoon the soup into bowls, and then I will just add like a handful of the ditalini into it. Now the top is going on. Make sure it's nice and level. So right now I have it on high. I want to switch that to low. There's off, keep warm, low, and high. I just switched it to low. So pretty much now it is just going to cook for about 6 to 7 hours on low. If you wanted it quicker, you could do 4 to 5 hours on high. Although I would recommend the low. For some reason I've just had better results with low. So if you have the time, do low. You can add the ditalini pasta right into here, but it's going to soak up a lot of the broth. And another thing is I don't think the pasta, in my opinion, tastes as good. I prefer to do the pasta separately. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully I didn't forget any steps. Just to give you girls an idea, again, you can use ground beef, ground turkey, ground pork. I used sausage because that's what I had. I used the kind that's like in that tube, if that makes sense. And I just broke it all up in a pan, fried it up till it was almost fully cooked. And yeah, you just put everything in like I showed you. You can adjust the seasonings and the broth. You could use beef broth, vegetable broth. You don't even have to use meat. You would just add more beans, maybe some potato. But yeah, this is a dish I make a lot in the fall and the winter. It's easy. It just, you set it and forget it pretty much. I will probably give it a stir in about 3 hours and then leave it alone until this evening. So I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.